Welcome to the Snark Tank. This is where we deal with issues that don't get much attention in the nonprofit world. I'm going to talk about strategic planning in the nonprofit sector. My views will be considered a heresy, and by the end of this, I'm sure I will have pissed off a lot of people. So let's do it. I believe a number of well-meaning gurus and consultants and academics have created this concept that strategic planning has to be some type of orthodoxy, some type of doctrinaire approach filled with jargon and templates and rigid rules. When I was younger, I had a friend and mentor who chose to give up the presidency of one of the nation's major corporations to become a college professor. He had a couple principles. One principle was, process is nice, but results are essential. And process and results don't always fit together. Another principle. Herb used to tell me, if you can run a peanut stand, you can run a company. The numbers will be different, but all the basic principles will be the same. So don't make it so complicated. You see, Herb would argue strategic planning may be an excuse for not getting results, maybe a wheel spinning exercise. Maybe strategic planning should be replaced by having planning be part of the day-to-day way you do business. Just like marketing should be marketing is a way of doing business, it's a way of thinking of your responsibilities, it's a way of managing an organization. Planning can be an equally important component instead of having it become a huge episode. So let's talk about some of the kinds of rules that derive from Herb's thinking with which I agree. Planning should be informal and fun. Strategic planning gurus should not turn it into a grim life or death process that draws all the pleasure out of the activity. Common terminology communicates. Jargon is a nonsense way to try and prove mastery of subject matter and estranges people who don't happen to use that jargon comfortably. Herb would argue that constituent involvement is important. You want to know what the customers think or the employees think or the next door neighbor thinks, but you don't get driven by constituent involvement. It's only a component. So, I am not against planning. I want you to be serious about planning, but make it part of your day-to-day process. Don't say, okay, now we're going to take this 3-month break and do strategic planning with all sorts of drama. Instead, let it be an exercise of common sense, part of your daily responsibility, because process is really nice, but results are essential, and they don't always fit together. Okay, those are my views. Add your own views to the bottom right underneath this video. I expect you're going to disagree with me. I invite it. Put your views down there and share them with folks.